Hey, welcome to my channel. This is DJ Vinyl Vertigo here. Um, and it's Tuesday night, and it is time for another edition of the Chaka Files. Chaka Files number 6. And the record that we're going to focus on today is this record called Street Player. 1978 on ABC Records. And yeah, it's one of those records that it's kind of a sleeper, but once you get into it, oh man, it blows up and it's just so amazing. I want to just show you first of all the one thing right away that when I got this record, I wasn't too impressed with the cover. I didn't. This is my least favorite cover for a Rufus album. I just didn't think the photography was good. I didn't like Shaka's expression. I just didn't think this was a good record. I mean, it's that crowd scene kind of thing, and that works for the Doors or something like that, or even the Beatles kind of thing. But this just doesn't cut it for me. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of cheesy. But there's Shaka, Tony Maiden on guitar, um, Bobby Watson on bass, Kevin Murphy keyboards, and then over here you have Hawk Walensky over here, who's eventually went with Chicago later on. And Hawk is a great songwriter. He has also keyboards on here. And then over here, this guy, who you probably hadn't seen before because he wasn't on any other album except for this one. He took over for Andre Fisher. This guy is his name is Moon Calhoun. I believe his name is Moon Calhoun. Richard Moon Calhoun. And Andre Fisher left before this album was recorded, after being with the band from the very beginning. So I think just about everybody except for Kevin and Shaka and Kevin are the only two originals left in this band. So everybody else has been replaced. Um, so Moon Calhoun took over for um, um, Andre Fisher for one album. And it's Street Player. 1978, ABC Records. Um, let's see. The horns by Seawind. Seawind did the horns this time on this record, including Jerry Hay, Kim Hutchcroft, William Reichenbach, Larry Williams. And then this is the first time I saw a female vocalist on this album singing backup for Shaka, because usually Shaka does her own backups. Helen Lowe uh, is on this record. And the horns are arranged by Seawind and Rufus. Percussion is done by Everett Bryson Jr. And then it was recorded in Dawnbreaker Recording Studios in San Fernando in California. Mastered by Brian Gardner at Alan Zentz Mastering in Los Angeles. And the back cover has a sticker on here that has a list of the songs, but they're not in order. So I'm gonna have the record out so I can keep track of what I'm talking about in terms of the order of the record. So let's get started with the beginning of this record. Um, it starts off with the title track, Street Player. Tony Maiden sings the title track, and Shaka sings backup on it. But for me, to me, I think that's why I was probably not as excited about this record when I first put it on. Because usually the first thing you hear the band, the rhythm section coming in, but then you hear some kind of signature sound from the mouth of Shaka Khan, and it doesn't happen on this record. It opens with Tony Maiden. It opens with a long intro, and then Tony Maiden comes and sings it. And Tony Maiden does a decent job. He's not like a outrageous singer like a Luther Vandross or a Teddy Pendergrass or anything like that. He sings. He sings well. He sings okay, but nothing to write home about. But Shaka does not open the record, and to me that was a mistake. And I think the Canadian version starts with a song that Shaka does, and I'd like to hear that version, the Canadian version, because that might be interesting to hear a song that she starts the album off with. I think that might give it a different kind of energy. Just my 2 cents on that. But in any case, there's some really great songs on this record. The second song on here, well, basically the first song is Street Player, And that song was later on recorded by Chicago. Peter Cetera sang that song later on a Chicago album. And as far as I'm concerned, they can take possession of that song because I'm not the throw with it. It's a basic funk tune. It's okay, it's a poppy funk tune. I'm a street player, da, 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 da. It's okay. Uh, but then you have this. The second song just takes it to another level. Right away, you hear this great keyboards, and I believe that's done by Hawk. And it's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rhythm section starting off this nice ballad, and then you hear Shaka wailing, "Whoa, ah, whoa, ah." She just starts it off, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, now we're talking, now we're talking. And she starts really low again, and it's one of those songs. It's kind of a sad song. It's about somebody who's come to terms with the fact that this person's leaving her, and she goes, "I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right." But every time she says she's gonna be all right, she goes, "I wish you would stay. I wish you would stay. Don't leave me." But I will survive. I will be okay. I'm gonna keep on walking forward. I'm gonna keep on pushing. But I wish you would stay. And I think it's a really cool, sad ballad on that one. Erica Badu does that song. She does a rendition of that song on her live record, Erica Badu Live. She does a really good version of it, but it's really hard to top Shaka. It's hard to top Shaka, like Aretha. It's hard to top Aretha's songs when she sings them. So it's hard to top Shaka. It's just hard because she's so unique in her phrasing and everything. So, and you get so used to and attached to when she sings those songs. So when somebody else sings it in their way, and Erica Badu takes it and makes it her own. She doesn't copy Shaka, but it's good. It's really good, but I prefer Shaka Khan's version of "Stay." So beautiful, beautiful song. Next tune on this record on side one is "Turn." "Turn" is kind of like a mid-tempo. I don't know. It's kind of to me. It's kind of proggy soul. I don't know. It's got this really weird rhythm, and it has this great um, the horn section. Turn, turn. The horns come out in these really weird spots, and they punch. They punch. The whole horn section punches every I'd say every 5 beats. I think it's every 5 beats. You hear it's really cool. It's really a good song. And the turn 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 is basically it's kind of like a funky version or funky angle to like the Birds' "Turn Turn Turn." It's basically the same kind of story, or like "Teach Your Children" by Crosby, Stills and Nash. It's basically telling. It's kind of telling you've got to teach the children. You got to give them good direction. You got to give them good. You got to be a role model. You've got to teach the kids to do the right thing or to be upstanding citizens or do the best that they can in their lives. Raise your children right. That kind of thing. Turn, turn, turn. So that's a really cool song. It's a kind of a message song. Then we go. I keep looking at this label, and the label's not right. Okay. Then we get really jazzy. Get really jazzy. Really cool keyboards on this. The bass line is just Bobby Watson knows what he's doing. Great bass line. Great keyboards from both Kevin and Hawk. And really good stuff on "Best of Your Heart." Don't let them get the best of your heart. Leave the rest up to love, and you'll be taken care of. That's what the lyric is. And Shaka does her characteristic phrasing. Don't let them get the best of your heart. Leave the rest up to love, and you'll be taken care of. I mean, she's her vocals are just. It's like she's playing an instrument. I mean, that's where she's going with it. And I think she's studied a lot of people, instrumentalists, and I think that's where she gets her phrasing from. I don't think Shaka listened to lots of singers. I think she more listened to a lot of musicians, and just let their solos kind of um, um, teach her, teach her how to phrase. I think that's what it is. She listened to a lot of horns and lots of guitars and things like that, and I think that's where she gets her phrasing from, because she does that really beautifully on that song, "Best of Your Heart." And "Best of Your Heart" is one of my favorite tunes. I love that song. And again, she does the low. The first verse is very low. The second verse is much higher, and she starts hitting these high notes and crescendos, and it's just so incredible. Um, Once they finish that song, it segues right into this little short 2 minute piece called "Finale." Um, yeah, um, called "Finale," and it's boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. It gets into this kind of Latin fusion sound. It's really cool, and it takes you right into the end of the side one. That's how side one ends. And we're gonna stop for a second. Then we flip over to side two. That was side one. We flip over to side two, and we're starting with Chaka. And it's really cool, rubbery keyboards. Very Billy Preston style keyboards, starting the next side two, with a song called "Blue Love," and I believe that was their second single, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe that was the second single for them. And "Blue Love," you're the only one that be untrue. It's about somebody who, um, she's saying that you always be be prepared for blue love, meaning like sometimes love is not what you expect it to be, and somebody could be cheating on you, kind of thing. And she goes, "I never thought that you would be cheating on me, but this is blue love, and that's what I'm experiencing right now." Really cool tune. Then we go into um, kind of like a standard kind of uptune phrasing, "Stranger to Love." Really cool tune. I like it a lot. It's nice. It's not one of my go-to tracks. "Stranger to Love," Shaka sings on that one. The third track is called "Take Time," and that's an instrumental. They always had an instrumental on their early records. Rufus featuring Chaka. It's always a time for them to spread themselves out a little bit and not have Shaka singing over them. So they just do their thing. And this is a banger. This instrumental piece called "Take Time" is a banger. Um, it sounds to me, and maybe that's why later on Quincy Jones ended up working with them. It sounds to me like Brothers Johnson kind of funk. It's got that kind of sound. It's got that get the funk out of my face kind of sound. It's really good, and it's just instrumental piece. It's very strong. It's almost rock. It's got like a rock feel to it, which Brothers Johnson did do that a lot. They did a lot of like really rock guitars in their funk. Really, really good. Really nice piece. Strong instrumental, works, but it works perfectly. It's not just some throwaway track. It's very good. Then we go into "Destiny," which is to me the jazziest tune on the whole album. I mean, it's got this. It's almost like Latin jazz. And it's really good. And the phrasing, the singing, the phrasing is very jazzy. It's a totally jazzy record. It's a jazzy tune, and it has really great solos in there. The guitar work on there is so good. Tony Maiden just kills it on there. It's just a beautiful, and the bass line is just so strong. The drums are strong. It's just a great, great jazzy tune, "Destiny." One of my favorite tunes on there as well. It's very cocktail. It's very, it's almost like a jazz standard almost. That's how good it is. And then it finishes up. Tony Maiden rounds out the whole album. He starts off the last song, "Change Your Ways," which is again another song that is good, but it's not like one of my go-to songs. "Change Your Ways." You got to change your ways. It's okay. It's good. But again, this is the thing about this record is it has some songs on there that are not my go-to, but there's some songs in here that are so phenomenal that it brings the record to another level. It's just those songs, the songs on here. Actually, by the way, I have to say Shaka does the second verse in Change Your Way. She does come in, but it's an okay song. It's not the best to me. But Blue Love, Take Time, Destiny, um, Stay, and Turn, Best of Your Heart, Finale. I mean, there's so many great tracks on here. There's just a couple of them that are kind of like derivative to me, but the strong songs here are so strong that they kind of outshine the derivative stuff. So it creates a very strong record. So I think that this is definitely high on the. I mean, they don't have that many releases, and I think all of their releases with Shaka Khan are phenomenal. I think that the releases that they do without Shaka Khan are good. They're good. They're really great musicians. But the magic is when Shaka's with them. When Shaka's with them, it's just like on another level. They just kind of meet in the middle and just explode. And this record is a proof of the pudding that it's not one of the top, not one of my go-to records. It's not the top, but there are songs on here that I will go to. I normally wouldn't skip around on a record. This is one record that I probably will skip a track or two. Um, that's just the way it is. But that doesn't take away from the strength of this record because of the great songs that are on here and the incredible musicianship, and the singing is just, you know, it's just a different level. It's very jazzy. This is their jazz album, I think. Their complete jazz album. It has some funk on there, but it's really jazzy, and definitely worth a spin or two. So after this, we're gonna go probably. We're gonna talk about what happens. Um, we're gonna skip maybe a couple of Rufus albums because and Shaka Khan's not on there, and we're gonna keep with Shaka. So the next album is probably gonna be the solo album, I believe. So keep tuned to DJ Vinyl Vertigo and the Chaka Files. This has been Chaka Files number 6. My name is DJ Vinyl Vertigo. If you haven't subbed, please do so. And put some comments in the comments section. If you like this video, please press like. It helps the channel. And we'll see you next time on the Chaka Files. Have a good night and keep listening to great music.